Welcome back, folks, to the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. My name is Andrew Montana, alongside my partner and my good friend Cam Holloway. Cam, what are we seeing so far to these two teams that's got such a low-scoring game so far?
Yeah, what I'm seeing is basically a head-to-head matchup between Rashad Ortiz and Preston Dees. I like how that rhymed. Now, Rashad Ortiz for Palo Verde, he has 12 points, and that is nothing that we didn't expect. That he almost averages 20 points a game coming to this, but it's been just the Rashad Ortiz show for Palo Verde, and then you look at Preston Dees, and it's just been the Preston Dees show for the Coolidge Bears, as he has 11 points tonight. He's 5 of 6 from the field, and he's really lighting it up. But I think the biggest thing for me is just seeing Coolidge not being able to hit three-point shots, which they're so good at. They are 0% from the three-point line tonight, as Palo Verde is 28%. You know, the field goal percentages aren't that much off, but I came into this game hyping up Turner Armstrong, the phenomenal freshman, but he is actually 0 for 3 from 3 points, and it's just...
There's still time.
There's still time, but it's just been very, very interesting that he hasn't been able to get it going here, as we see... you know, he was making shots coming back out of halftime, so we'll see how Coolidge does.
Cam, these fans here are electric as we begin the second half very shortly. Before we do so, of course, controversy coming from the Coolidge side of things. Talk to me a little bit about that. I know you were there for at least a little bit of it, but just break down what exactly went on with the Coolidge Bears leading into today's game.
Yeah, so Coolidge on February 20th, they actually got 1 year probation as there were racial slurs, taunts, spitting, physical harassment against Chinle High, who is a Navajo nation, and they called for a strict discipline, and so they were put on a year-long probation. And then on February 27th, the judge ruled in favor of Coolidge to actually come and play in the playoffs. The next day, February 28th, they end up beating Snowflake to end up advancing to the state championship. And it's funny, as I was here last week, there was a lot of reservation fans here. It was packed in this stadium, and they actually booed Coolidge. So it's interesting to see the turn of events and how Coolidge has gotten to the state championship.
And Coolidge so far, as we've mentioned time and time again, struggling to get things going, already letting up a three-pointer and an offensive rebound, but a good steal there down low to get this offense going. It's Corbin Downs with the quick hands, but now it's going to be another transition opportunity here for Palo Verde. Good send back there. Unsure which brother Dees it was who put a palm on that one.
And that one just looked like Preston Dees going up in the paint and being physical, as my guy Turner Armstrong was coming up the court. I really need to see him begin to light it up, because again, he is a microwave. I really want to see him play well tonight.
Another thing I just realized, Cam, Turner Armstrong actually playing a lot of off-ball right now, so that's something very unaccustomed in terms of what you typically see from Armstrong, as you mentioned before.
And you have to think, if you're Palo Verde here, and you know Turner Armstrong hasn't been lighting it up in the first 2 quarters, do you play off and say, hey, we don't respect this shot today because he's a freshman and it looks like the lights are too big? Or do you still say, hey, this guy can turn it on whenever he wants to, and we should probably get a hand on it?
I would go for the latter, because we saw it in practice before the game started and before halftime. He's making his threes. But real quick, folks, Corbin Downs leaves the game. Quick kickball there. Stays on Bears' side of the basketball court, but Corbin Downs making his way to the sideline, an apparent leg injury, and in for him is the freshman guard Shamir Stump, sporting number 22, as the Bears look to inbound. And here's Turner Armstrong once again running point.
Coolidge just have to get some more offense besides Preston Dees. They have to get their outshot shots going. That's what they're so good at.
And there was a good look there as well. Shot goes for Shane Enos, getting some stats up on the board, as he mentioned earlier that he's doing a great job with the intangibles, the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. But now, get yourself a sweet treat, get yourself a bucket. Looking good there, Shane.
And that was just a beautiful stroke from Shane Enos on the perimeter inside the arc. Great two-pointer there. They really needed that.
Yeah, his first basket of the night so far, or of the evening. It's 4:01 p.m. Inside pass deflected.
Preston Dees is
intercepted.
all over these balls tonight.
It's a touchdown, but the pass is dropped in the end zone. Turner Armstrong with the quick transition push. And this crowd is going crazy Shamir Stump will head to the free throw line, drawing the transition harm. He will get 2 shots at the line off the great feed from Turner Armstrong. And again, we mentioned Turner struggling so far, but he's got 3 assists on the evening as Stump's first free throw goes, alongside 3 turnovers. A lot of threes here for Armstrong, but already what was a 10-point deficit going into this second half now cut to just a 7-point deficit. Could be 6, and it is.
And how that possession was set up, we talked about how phenomenal Preston Dees was, but he has been all over these loose balls on the ground, giving it all out for his senior year and the state championship game.
Quick foul there. That's going to be Preston Dees drawing the foul, and that's going to be Rashad Ortiz going to the free throw line. His 3-point shooting, he shot 2 for 3 from beyond the arc in the first half. They got to respect him. Quick close out there by the Bears defense. Draws the on-the-floor foul, and now he finds himself wide open in the weak side corner 3 to no avail, however. Cameron Pippen with the turnover. I believe that's his 4th of the evening already. Yeah, it's 4th.
And getting into the turnover, you know, in the first half, Coolidge had 14 turnovers and Palo Verde had 11 turnovers, and that just adds to Palo Verde right there as KP was seen with the travel, trying to run a marathon there, Andrew.
Some nice passing here from Coolidge. The 3-pointer no good, but a great looking rebound there by Christian White. What's it gonna be now for the Titans? Rashad White now, right corner. This place, with every given second, increasing in decibels. Once again, Rashad White, corner 3, won't go. Almost an offensive rebound there by Ethan Graves.
And to be the tallest man on the court and not be able to get a rebound, Ethan Graves.
A quick foul there, Cam. That was Christian White. I'm sure his coach is going to say that was just a dumb foul, that he shouldn't have pressed up that hard, Coach Anthony Smith. But again, that's just the roughhousing that comes with the championship game. Open 3. Armstrong gets it to go. Draws first blood.
Just like that, the microwave is alive.
And there it is.
Turner Armstrong, I've been waiting for it all night. And that should be able to get this Coolidge team going, because he is a difference maker.
A 7-0 run for the Coolidge Bears. Bears Nation understands the weight of that 3. 3-point deficit now for Coolidge. The comeback is real, Cam. 9 seconds left here in the shot clock.
Has to get up a shot here.
Nothing going so far, a quick foul call.
And Coolidge just bails out Palo Verde there by fouling right as the shot clock is going to expire, as Christian White will make his second appearance at the free throw line tonight. But going back to Turner Armstrong finally getting his shots to fall, his first points of the night, that has to be a relief for the young player to finally get on the board.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the things, especially for shooters, Cam, and I'll tell you, as a non-shooter myself, as White misses the free throw, one of the most important things to get into rhythm is just to see the ball go in. And if you're in a slump from 3, in a slump from mid-range, whatever your shot diet might entail, you want to just see a layup go in, just to see the ball go in. So for a shot of this magnitude, to get the crowd going this much in front of us, Cam, behind us, corner 3, one of the toughest shots in basketball in the half-court setting. That's what you want to do. That's Christian White misses both of his free throws. Those were key in preventing what could have been a comeback.
And they're free throws for a reason, and he couldn't hit any of them. That's going to come back to haunt him, maybe.
Great offensive passing here for Coolidge. Had a shot, had to checkmate, but is going to pull out now. Still 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Some nice pick rotations, looking to feed it inside. Won't go. Turner Armstrong open in the corner. Now the wing, 3 seconds. Does he know it? Yes, he does. Can't get the shot to go. His own rebound. Shot, top of the key.
Whoa,
and it goes.
From Eno to tie this ball game up. And it is buzzing in here now.
Enos about to blow off this place, Ham. Shane Enos with the game-tying shot. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left, like it's Miami's phone number. 24 apiece. The Titans yet to score in the third frame.
And this is what I expected from Coolidge coming to this game. To be able to shoot it from beyond the arc and really put pressure on this Palo Verde defense to have to slow it down and get it inside to their big man.
And one. Opportunity for 3 points there for Christian White. Can't get the 2 points on the previous trip to the free throw line. Gets his 2 points in return on the shot. Can make it 3 now, but he gets to the line.
He's going to have an opportunity for an and one here with a beautiful bucket to send him to the line.
Cam, what is going on with this Palo Verde offense? They're number 1, but they've only made 1 basket in the second half.
You know, when you look at Palo Verde and the comparison between them and Coolidge, Palo Verde shoots better from the field, right? They're at 56%, and they shoot slightly better from 3. But what they don't do better than Coolidge is shoot better from the free throw line. They don't rebound better than Coolidge. They don't have more assists a game than Coolidge. They have less steals than Coolidge, you know? They just, in the key moments and the very vital things you need to do to win a basketball game, Coolidge does that better than Palo Verde. And as we've already talked about, you have a guy who's 6'8", senior, and he's not much of a factor tonight. That has to be a major concern if you're Palo Verde. Has to be a major concern.
Quick timeout here. 4 timeouts remaining for Palo Verde. 5 remaining for Coolidge. Great coaching there as well by Mr. Dave Black. So to reserve those timeouts for the later moments, that indicates to me, Cam, despite the first half struggles, despite just, I'll lay it out there, terrible offense from both teams, but particularly from the Bears, saving those timeouts for a later possession, for a later time, especially in a game as high stakes as this. Excellent coaching, excellent decision, and now everybody in this building has something to cheer for. The Titans take a 3-point lead off an and one from Christian White. The Coolidge Bears came back from a 10-point deficit, tied it, are now down by 3, but everyone in here has something they did not have just 30 minutes ago. That, Cam, is hope.
Yes, they do. And if you're Dave Glasgow, that's exactly what you want from your Coolidge team. You're right where you want to be. You're right in the midst of this game. And I hate to keep being, berating these high schoolers. But again, looking at Ethan Graves, 6'8" senior center who has 1 total point through almost 3 quarters. That's just not a winning recipe. If you're Palo Verde, you have to get more production from your big man.
Speaking of winning recipes, very high point of attack defense, and it's going to be a foul against the Titans. That's Rashad Ortiz drawing the contact against Turner Armstrong in the back half-court setting.
And for as bad as Coolidge shot it in the first half, to only be down 3 here with 2:36 left to go in the third quarter, I mean, you can't ask to be in any better position to win a state championship.
Drive inside, and it's sent back. Great defense there by Palo Verde. The on-man efforts leading to Rashad White now with the ball. Quick step through, puts it in with his left hand. 5th point now for the Palo Verde Titans, looking to extend this lead that the Bears took so long to claw back into.
Rashad Ortiz is a beautiful move, but that was a beautiful pass by Stump inside to guess who? Preston Dees.
It was almost sent back from behind as well by the big man Graves, but to no avail. Great no-look pass inside, draws the contact, and that's the point guard that KP knows himself to be, getting things going, whether or not he's looking at his recipients.
Sending Palo Verde back to the line. They're shooting at 50% in the first half, so not doing too bad. I think I'm jinxing people every time I say something, partner.
I feel the same case as well sometimes when I'm like, oh, they're doing poorly on offense. They can't make a 3, and then they make a 3. It happens. Does he make it, Cam?
I'm going to say, yes, he does.
Wow. Wow. Who would have thought? Get this man a lottery ticket. Turner Armstrong now trying to get past the point of attack defender. That's White once again.
They have to get something going here on offense.
Shane Enos getting himself involved a lot in these half-court settings. Now guarded up top by White. The AIA logo with his footprint on it.
Verde with some great defense. That would have been a good shot to take there.
That was Corbin Downs, like we mentioned. Yeah. Coming back from his injury, thankfully he's doing better. Woo. Spin move inside.
Wow.
Right hand. Kissed it off the glass.
What a move from the sophomore Stumps with a spinning lay in the paint.
Shamir Stump replicating the moves of a tornado. 2-point differential. And there's only 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. What a game it's been so far. Great defense inside. Turnover. It's Bears basketball. Hands up on defense.
What a pass. Smokes the layup. Gotta have that shot.
Great defensive effort there by the Titans. Inside, left hand off the glass. The reciprocation goes. Final 36 seconds of the frame. Nice crossover.
Nice move.
Another spin move down low. It's a travel. Jump ball, excuse me.
Okay.
The same play last half was called as a travel on the opposite side of the court. Great defense there by Cameron Pippen to prevent another spin move highlight.
And folks, I misspoke a little bit earlier. Shamir Stumps is actually a freshman.
Freshman talent, man.
Freshman talent. So I talked about how phenomenal Turner Armstrong is. Well, Shamir Stumps is making his presence known in this game as well. The two freshman studs trying to do all they can to win a state title.
Corner three, Armstrong! His second from the same spot. Final 20. Bears down by 1.
The poise from Turner Armstrong to be 0 for 3 in the first half of this game to come back and knock both of his three-pointers down. I'm telling you, this kid can absolutely light it up from behind the arc.
Final 3. Gets it to go. It's Ortiz with the last second jumper. 34-31. Titans lead, but the Bears, Cam, crawling back into this one in dramatic fashion. We are poised for an amazing fourth quarter to close out none other than the 3A state championship.
All right, fans, it's time to look.
Seeing a phenomenal back and forth here. And if you're Anthony Smith, Coach Anthony Smith from Palo Verde, you have to be super nervous about what we're seeing from Coolidge. They are starting to light it up from beyond the arc. They're hitting a barrage of threes right now, and that is something that has to be super scary because once they get going, it is so hard to stop. And then again, not to keep badging on Ethan Graves, but your big man has not been doing anything productive in the paint. He has 1 point tonight, and that point came from the free throw line. So with Coolidge lighting it up and starting to get hot from beyond the arc, what do you do if you're?
Gotta use that size.
What do you do if you're Anthony Smith? You have to get more production inside from your big man.
Everybody, let's hear it.
Cam, real quick, we've got a full court putt. 92 feet spanning the entirety of the court. Not sure what the prize is if it goes, but we're here regardless.
Looks like it'd be
A
good.
little bit too far to the left.
Looks like my eyesight is not great because there was far left.
Yeah.
It looked like Turner Armstrong shooting threes in the first and second quarter of this game.
Wow, Cam. He's made 2. Gotta give it to him. But no, now we're entering the fourth and final quarter. Cam, this has been an incredible game. Like we said, +7 differential for the Bears in that third quarter. Again, still 8 minutes left to play in this championship game. But Cam, this is really anybody's game at this point.
It is. And this is something that I figured would happen. I knew it was going to be a close game. And you can't ask for any better situation. You can't ask for any better situation. 8 minutes left for the 3A state championship. 8 minutes left for the 3A state championship with the score of 34-31 with Coolidge only trailing by 3. I mean, they're right where they need to be.
Armstrong now with 6 points and 3 assists. All of his baskets coming from 3. Again, that right corner getting things going is the sharpshooter himself. Preston Dees played all 24 minutes so far for Coolidge. On the flip side, Christian White, Rashad Ortiz, Cam Pippen, and Ethan Graves have played all 24 minutes for the Titans. And speaking of Pippen, here he comes looking.
Of course, well as Rashad Ortiz played in the first half, he's kind of been a little bit quiet in the third quarter. Expect for him to heat it back up because he can actually bury them from behind the arc.
10 seconds left now on the shot clock. Inside. Can't get it to go. Attempted there by Christian White. Rebound. Offensive foul. That's going to go on the aforementioned Christian White. Possession now for the Bears. And I believe, yes, I can confirm that was Shane Enos once again with the great defensive effort there to force an offensive push.
And I can just feel the momentum starting to shift here in this building. As you see the Coolidge bench starting to get happier, the fans in here are starting to believe and have some hope. As Stumps loses control of the ball, trying to go for the layup there, they're going to retain possession, but you just see and you can really feel the energy starting to shift in this game.
Yeah, Turner Armstrong. Inside, Preston Dees, before he made that basket now, 1 point game. I was gonna say Armstrong liking the high pick and roll situation. I'm sure if he can get something to go with one of the brothers Dees, that can provide a lot of good scoring opportunities for Coolidge.
Preston Dees, the leading scorer in this game with 15.
I'm not surprised. He's
Not
been hooping.
surprised at all. He's been leaving it all on the court. He wants to win a ring.
Very stagnant offense right now for Palo Verde. Back up top to the point guard. Pippen to the right wing. Three-pointer goes, and in timely manner too. Ortiz with the key shot.
Ooh, nice move by Armstrong, stopping on the dime. Great pass to the corner.
Can't get that one to go. Again, it was Kamayu Ortiz on the opposite side. Some battling down low for possession.
Is it like a jump ball there?
Yes, it's going to remain on that side of the basket. Bears possession.
Possession to the Bears.
Turner with the inbound. And wide open on the flip side, it's Corbin Downs.
Another.
But it's going to be inside, feed into Preston Dees.
Who else, partner?
Who else, Cam?
And a beautiful pass by Turner Armstrong, might I add.
He's getting his playmaking situated to where he's more comfortable. 37-35, final 6 minutes of the game. Inside jumping, has to kick it back out. It's Ortiz again to Pippen, back to Ortiz. Can't get it to go, hits the front iron, but it's an offensive rebound and a defensive steal up ahead. Too long on the pass. Good intentions there. And it's Pippen once again in his favorite setting, that being half courts.
Looks like a
A
travel
violation.
We're gonna get a travel.
There it is,
Yep.
Cam. With Shamir Stump looking to be the wide receiver on the possession. Previously trying to throw it off of KP's leg to no avail. 2 turnovers consecutively now. 37-35 once again. 5:20 left in this game. Inside, Dees, the advantage, calls for a travel.
Wow, I don't know if I saw the travel there.
I'm gonna agree with you there, Cam. I don't think he got the ball prior to taking his steps. It seemed like proper footwork. Referee disagrees.
Tough possession for Coolidge there. And you see the big man Ethan Graves begging for it down there, but with the way that Preston Dees, what he lacks in height, he gains in weight and size, I'm not so sure that I would get it down to him.
Palo Verde's fan base right now entirely on his feet in front of us, Cam.
Trying to do all they can to get it going.
Cam Pippen bailed out by the good defensive effort down low. I believe it was Armstrong. Hit off his leg. Should retain possession.
With 1 second left on the clock, are they gonna have to reset the shot clock?
It appears as though that might be the case. We're taking a quick clock break, and yes, it's gonna be 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
Catch and shoot situation here.
Pretty much. It's Kamayu Ortiz inbounding.
I'm looking for Rashad Ortiz here. The best three-point shooter on the team.
Swinging around, weak side, tipped. KP hits it off the glass, but it won't go. Rebound Dees, full court pass to Shamir again. Bodies hit the ground. One of them's almost the referee. He's okay.
Wow.
Turnover on the ball.
seen a bad couple displays of passing from Coolidge as they have the fast break going, but they throw the ball, Aaron passes, ends up in a turnover and giving the ball right back to Palo Verde.
Shamir stumped the recipient of both full court passes that turned into turnovers for Coolidge. The referee is smiling as he indicated the play. I actually believe it was a foul called against Stump as they did collide down low.
It was a foul, yep. 37-35 with the Titans up by 2 with 4:21 left to go in the fourth quarter here.
Again, a very stagnant offense right now for Palo Verde, getting things going, gears turning. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. It's White. Gets the three to go. The sharpshooter. Rashad Ortiz, excuse me. And another turnover.
Just can't have it for Coolidge. They might need to take a timeout here and recoup themselves.
The crowd is realizing this could very well be an opportunity for the Titans to pull away. Final 4 minutes. And at this point, Cam, the Bears not only going against the Titans, but going against the clock. I've been mentioning a stagnant offense, but maybe that's the point right now.
I think I have to agree with you, Andrew. It looks like they knew they might not be able to outshoot Coolidge, but thanks to a poor shooting performance in the first half of this game, Coolidge was not able to
Monster
keep up
rebound.
with them.
Send back D's, rebounded. Could have drawn a foul down low, was Downs. Inside, D's drew 2 bodies, but no foul indication by the referee. A nice little ISO situation. Inside pass, no looker! Damn, that was a beauty.
God.
Rashad Ortiz off the glass.
What a pass. My goodness, the no look to the paint for Rashad Ortiz to give the beautiful lay. That was just a beautiful sequence right there.
No look dime. Off the glass. 7-point differential. The Titans might realize the championship being within arm's reach. On the flip side, a lot of chins, a lot of heads down on the Bears sideline with the exception of Coach Glaxall.
And just like that, we see how quickly the momentum can switch in the game and how the lead can get extended. Now it's 42-35 with the Coolidge Bears down by 7. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter. That's a lot of time, though.
It is.
And basketball is a game of runs, so do not count the Coolidge Bears out of this one, folks.
Rashad White, an opportunity to drop a 20-burger. Multiple scoring moments here in the fourth quarter. 14 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Rashad Ortiz has just been playing phenomenal basketball. He's been their main source of offense, and I can't blame him. Give it to the guy with the hot hand.
Palo Verde with what could be the cap on a phenomenal season. 22-6 record overall. Second in the region with a record of 7-1. Compare that to Coolidge, not too far off itself. 25-7 record and 6-4 in the region. That's third place. But now here, both teams looking for that 2026 coveted championship. 3:11 left in the game. The crowd's gonna have to get back into it. The Bears down by 7. And Titan Nation on its feet.
This place is absolutely rocking. It's absolutely electric. It is so hard to hear in Veteran Memorial Coliseum today.
These gentlemen approaching 30 minutes. Scratch that, 29 minutes of basketball. They must be tired, but they must know their opponent now better than ever today. These two teams actually having played against each other previously, with Palo Verde winning 54-43. This game, of course, featuring much less scoring than the previous matchup. But now let's see if Palo Verde can go 2-0 against these Coolidge Bears and get itself that championship.
Another bad pass by Coolidge.
To the defense, pass by Corbin Downs. Another opportunity lost for the Bears. The Titans now 2:40 left in the game. It's KP, running point, giving signals to his gentleman. Final 15. Point of attack defense, up high. It's Pippen. Driving in, 5 seconds left, draws the contact, he hits the deck.
And it's just a great, strong take by Cam Pippen.
And that's gonna be a foul against Stump.
And if you're Palo Verde, you're right where you want to be. You're up by 7. I'm draining this 35-second shot clock, and I'm really going to make Coolidge have to come and foul me to try and get the possession back to their side of the court.
Fresh shot clock here. Titans with the ball. KP is just gonna dribble it out. The people are calling for a foul. They want Stump to foul.
Well, that's exactly what they're going to have to do. If I'm Palo Verde, I'm going to do the same thing. It may not be pretty, but hey, it works.
Every parent in attendance here, Cam, is telling Stump to foul, to use the clock to your advantage. Good hands there by Stump. KP knows he's masterminding this Bears defense and just killing that clock. 9 seconds left though on the shot clock possession. And he's gonna use every millisecond of it, I can tell you that.
That's all they're gonna have to do.
Travel.
Travel there, yeah.
I'm not sure if I agree with it, but I understand it.
I understand it, yeah, I understand it. Down by 7, 1:48 left to go in this fourth quarter. They need points and they need them quickly.
Cam, if the Bears fail to score on this possession, is it over?
I think it's so tough to say because you can score so quickly, but with the way, well,
Armstrong.
it might be over now.
Fourth turnover. Pippen, open 3, negates it. Inside, big man. Ethan might have just put the Bears in the grave with the 2. Can't get the response. Final minute 18. And it's none other than Cam Pippen. Walk him down, KP. Wants the ISO on Stump, drives right, got some contact to the head, won't matter. Layup with the floater. Right-handed shot goes, he's hyped. KP with what could very well be the dagger. Looking at his fan base, going back to his bench. 46-35, Titans lead.
Yeah, partner, I think that's going to be all she said in this game with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go. The Coolidge Bears are down by 11 points now, and you can see they look defeated. The fans look defeated. They have their hands in their faces in their hands, however you want to say it. And, you know, it was just a dominant run by Palo Verde. We're talking about the number 1 team in 3A coming to this, so it isn't shocking here. You know, it was a closer game, but it kind of got away from them within the last 5 minutes. And I mean, a timeout, I'm going to assume you're going to see a lot of players that haven't gotten minutes in this game get subbed in just to get some minutes here in the state championship game. But
Cam, I disagree. Let the guys who started the game, played all the minutes, reap the fruit of their labor. In the final minute and 4 seconds, KP is hyped. The entire Titans lineup getting dabs from Coach Smith. And it is going to be the starters going back out.
Yeah. A minute left to go here. You're going to see Rashad Ortiz unequivocally has to be the MVP of this game tonight. He's had a phenomenal game. He's close to 20 points. And wow, has he been a huge factor in this low-scoring championship game.
Cam, what kind of reflection do the point guards of these two teams, in KP and in Armstrong, have in the overall offense of this game?
You know, KP, he might not have shown up on the stat sheet, but he's just been a great job of facilitating it. And for Turner Armstrong, I truly believe if he could have got it going a little bit earlier, then this game would have been a little bit different. But Preston Dees still fighting hard to try to win this thing. But that's just been the story of the game. Get the ball to Preston Dees, but no one else has really been coming alive for the Coolidge Bears.
Great angle inside on the pass and on the shot off the glass. 46-37, Titans lead. 49 seconds remaining in the state championship. The Bears getting back, even tying the game in the third quarter, letting things slip, however, here in the fourth. The Titans catching fire at the right moments and at all moments. Just less than 50 seconds away from what is very likely going to be redemption on the finals loss that they suffered just last season, like we mentioned earlier, to Push Ridge.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head, Andrew. I mean, when you think of everything they had to go through with the way that they lost last year, and to be quite frank with you, Push Ridge pushed in Palo Verde, let's just be honest. They lost by almost 20 points last year as the number 5 seed. Now to come back a year later, almost 365 days later, and turn it around to be the number 1 seed, and then to extend their lead by winning by 9 points right now, currently in the game. I mean, you have to be happy with the way that this Palo Verde team has shown their wit, shown their grit, and just shown how much you can grow from one year to the next.
The other thing too, growing within this very game, making in-game adjustments, ensuring that even though the crowd is against you in that third quarter, you're letting up what seems like a huge comeback. You make a comeback of your own, quick one-handed pass, full court, off the glass. Great offensive play there. That's gotta be the dagger.
And that's going to be it. 40 seconds left to go in this game. You're losing by 11 points.
11 points.
You know, it's time to add the stat sheet. Preston Dees again, who even though they're losing could be the MVP. I could make an argument for him being the MVP. I mean, he just had a phenomenal game, but that's going to be all she wrote for Coolidge, as Palo Verde is going to be your 3A state champion.
And you mentioned it, Kim. Preston Dees balling out today. But he got the assist from Armstrong on a beautiful pick and roll. Just a nice little shovel dish to his right off the ground. Got that basket to go. And if you saw more of that pick and roll rotation in what is a much more fluid Bears offense compared to the Titans, this might be a very different story.
That's very true. And going back to the first half of this game, right? You look at the score. Let's say Turner Armstrong hit his first 3 threes. The score will be tied right now.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show, you know, I think Palo Verde had the right game plan coming into this game. Hope that Coolidge can't have an off night shooting, which they did in the first half, and just control the clock. And sure enough, you'll be victorious at the end of this game, and that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight.
32 seconds left on the clock. 9-point differential. 48-39, Titans lead. Moments away from redemption. Moments away from etching themselves in Titans history. Inbound to who else but KP, driving right. And it's gonna be a foul now to kill some clock.
26 seconds is a lot of time here, but I think it's just a little too late for Coolidge. I understand the fouling and, you know, trying to make as many chances as you can, but I personally think this is over.
Stump draws the foul.
This Palo Verde's crowd is chanting, "We're number 1," which indeed they are.
Number 1.
26 seconds from cementing themselves as the number 1 team in 3A and the state championship.
Oh, huge crossover there to kill even more clock. Back to KP in the paint, feeds it inside, goes up for a layup of his own, gets the N1 to go. Cameron Pippin in the final 14.8 seconds of the game, end of his high school basketball career. Not one, but 2 daggers in this one. He heads to the free throw line as his boys sub out. And a smile from chin to chin. You cannot wipe that off with anything.
And here's the final substitution to get some guys that haven't gotten in the game here for Palo Verde. With Cam Pippin rubbing salt a little bit in the room with this N1 opportunity as they're going to extend their lead to win this state championship.
And coming to the bench is the big man, Ethan Graves, also a senior. 6'8".
It's clearly been a non-factor in this game, to be quite honest with you. 3 points tonight.
He had some good defense. I'll have to give him that. He had some good defensive
He had
effort.
okay defense. He didn't do a great job rebounding. Very underwhelming performance.
That's fair.
6'8" man.
That's fair. But he did have a really tough matchup in Preston D's. I mean, again, this is a 5-inch height differential, but a 10-pound differential. And when you have a lower center of gravity, as KP is saying, let's go to his boys on the bench, he is hyped. Final 12 seconds of the game. Armstrong gets the layup to go. Quick timeout for the Bears. 6.5 seconds left. Starting lineups making their way to the bench for the Titans. All reserves now.
Down by 10. 6.5 seconds left to go. I think it's safe to say there's not much more the Coolidge Bears can do at this point.
What a showcase and what a way to end the game as well for Cam Pippen. Getting his kudos. He is cheesing. Cam Pippen is cheesing. He cannot stop smiling. He knows what he just did. The parents, the crowd, they're on their feet. They're singing Drake with you in your head, Cam. I know you're doing it.
I'm a huge Drake fan. And it seems just like a Drake song that at the end of this whistle, we're going to have two teams both in their feelings.
Anyway. Final possession of the game. Inbound Titans. They've got the leverage. They've got the lead. Quick foul.
And Coolidge is still trying to make it happen, which, down by 10 points with 5.5 seconds left to go in the game. Folks, I think it's safe to say they need to know when to say when.
It's the 6'1" junior, Christian White, heading to the line now for Palo Verde. He leads 3A basketball in free throws with 81. Should be 82 and 83 should they fall. I take that right back. Like you said, Cam, announcer's curse.
Yeah. And the standing ovation here as Preston Dees checks out for his final high school game, and what a game it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he absolutely played his heart out.
His final game as well, a senior. Christian White makes his free throws. Coming in is Noah Pedrego, Gioriola, defending the inbound against Armstrong. Also in for Palo Verde. Loki Norris Vanderzee. Here comes Armstrong. Final second. Last moment three. Buzzer sounds. White jerseys storm the court. And it's the #1 Palo Verde Titans walking home with the championship. The team from Tucson, understanding the gravity of the moments, bring home the bragging rights, bring home the W, but most importantly, Cam, bringing home the hardware.
Yeah, just a phenomenal season for Palo Verde. They came out in the state championship game and they did exactly what they needed to do to get the big victory today. And they are forever going to be the 3A, the 2026 3A state champions. And when you look at the phenomenal season that Coolidge had, you have to give a hats off to them because they played phenomenal. It just wasn't enough. But again, you talk about just a phenomenal performance and a phenomenal effort that the senior Preston Dees, who played his heart out for Coolidge, had over 20 points tonight, I'm sure. And sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles, but he should hold his head up high walking out of here, and just a phenomenal game from both teams, a great matchup.
The award ceremony to begin very shortly. Coolidge, of course, understanding the ups and downs of a basketball season on its own, and even with the controversy we spoke of previously, making it all the way to the championship game here for 3A Arizona High School Hoops. But at the end of it all, it's the Palo Verde Titans bringing it home. Well, folks, thank you all so much for joining us today here at the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. My name is Andrew Montana. On behalf of my good friend and my partner, Cam Holloway, thank you all so much for joining us. It is the Palo Verde Titans as your 2026 AIA 3A state champions.